Hello everyone. This is going to be a remake of a video I've already done but never uploaded. So this is new information, but it was a request from one of our friends. We were talking to her about how we traveled this time to the Philippines, and I believe our cost for our tickets there were $35 each. So sounds pretty cheap. But that's the price, and that's not the cost, not the full cost. And I'm gonna get into it. I'll just kind of give you a overview of the process we used. It's nothing revolutionary. People have been doing it all the time. Basically, we use points. If you're familiar, we use airline points. If you're familiar with, we use United. And the one difference, maybe a lot of people are thinking about using points as in you get your card or whatever, you got your United card and you spend and you save, you make your points, you maybe fly somewhere and you get a few points there. You could certainly do that, but it's going to take you a long time to get those points. So the process we use, it's generally referred to credit card churning or travel hacking. Nothing illegal there. It's just a term they use. If you wanted to look that up, there's people who go into great detail about how to do this. I'll give you kind of a high level at what we did and kind of how to do it. I'm not going to promise I'm not an expert on this, but I wanted to give you firsthand, because that's, generally what I try to share things that I know, that I've tried a few times. It's things that are maybe a theory, but I'll let you know that I haven't tried it. So if you want this information, stick with me to the end, and I'm going to give you all the information I can without dragging it on too long. I do want to, right before I really get into it, I want to give a little warning, little disclaimer. Again, like I said, there's a difference between the price and the cost. So the price was $35. It's the tax. You have to pay tax. That's how life works. Even if it's free, you still got to pay the tax. But the price, that was the price, but the cost, there was several costs, hidden costs. First of all, I'd say one of the hidden costs was my time. It took time to do this. It took effort. I had to apply for these credit cards. We wound up using 3 credit cards. So the way travel hacking or credit card churning works differently than what some people think of spending the points is you're not just waiting to accrue these points. You're basically signing up for a card that has a bonus when you sign up. So some of these bonuses might be 10,000 points. Some of these bonuses may be 100,000 airline points. Or in one case, it was a Chase credit card, and they are Chase points that you can then redeem for multiple things. You could redeem them for airline points, you could redeem them for hotel points, and that's actually, I'll get into more of that. So one cost was time and effort, keeping track of everything. I didn't want this to cost us more physical, literal money. Trying to save money, lose money. You very well could do that if you get into credit card debt and you go to paying 21% interest. That's going to cost you more than it's worth. That's what they're counting on. That's why they offer these sign-up bonuses. So cost number one is your time and effort. Cost number 2, and I don't know, I'm not really ranking these on scale, but another cost was my credit score. I don't use credit for a lot, but I had decent credit. I mean, still have good credit because I try to pay my what I agreed to, I pay. Um, so, I had the typical things of I had bought a car and I paid it off. I had bought a house and I paid it off. And then just the average things. So I don't know the precise number. I know my credit, I'm going to give kind of full disclosure as best I can. My credit score going into it was 820-ish, which is very good. I was kind of surprised because we don't use a lot of debt. Right now, we do not have, any kind of outstanding debts like that. And most people tell you, you got to do all this to build your credit score. Well, just through really the course of my adult lifehood, I've built this credit without meaning to, without trying to. The only time I tried was when I bought my first car. I had to get a loan from a banker I knew that trusted me, But after that, it's just been kind of normal stuff. So that's an aside. But at the end of this thing, my credit is down to, I believe, 760. So you can see it knocked about, 60 points off of my credit. So that's something to be aware of if you're going to purchase a house in the near future. It's going to impact your credit. And if you're going to purchase a house on credit, a mortgage, because then it's going to lower your credit score, which could affect your interest rate. So I want to be upfront about that. This method is not for everyone. It depends on your life situation. It depends on your current credit. It depends on your future spending plan, what you plan to buy in the future, and if it's going to be on credit. So that's the other cost. I would, I'm not really going to belabor that point. I would say those were the main hidden cost. So the other warning I want to give everyone is this. Like I said, another hidden cost that I worked hard not to make it a hidden cost was if you miss a payment and you don't pay your card off every month before your due date, it's going to cost you interest. And I did not want to pay interest. I not want to wind up paying, however much in interest and eating up our savings that we were planning to save. A typical airline ticket right now, round trip would be around $1,000, let's say. For 2 round trips, $2,000. It can fluctuate just like anything. So I didn't want to wind up eating into that and wind up only saving $500. I wanted to save the whole amount, plus a matter of principle. I didn't want to get into credit card debt. So I just wanted people to be aware, if you just spend money on these credit cards and you don't pay them off, don't do it. If you don't think you can, if you're already in debt, I would avoid this method. This is really a method to save money and try to utilize your credit score for something that'll benefit you if you don't plan to use your credit in the near future. But if you're gonna get, there's reasons you may not want this method. Okay, so that's the disclaimer. Your choice is yours. So the way I did it, the way we did it, I'm not saying this is the perfect way, and I've signed up with Chase, a Chase credit card first. I believe it was Chase Sapphire Preferred. That gave us, I can't recall all the numbers offhand. I know we wound up needing like 90-something thousand points, 96,000 points, I believe, for 2 tickets one way to the Philippines. So then we needed another 90-something thousand. So 190,000 points to do a round trip. The reason I said it only cost us $30 for both tickets one way. I wound up having to pay around $100 and something on the trip back because we were about 4,000 points shy. So that's one thing I'd change. I would have done one more credit card to get another, 10,000 points. So we did Chase, and then we did two United branded cards through Chase. So the Chase, you get Chase points, and then we converted them into United points. I'm not gonna give the exact bonus points we got for each because I don't remember it, and I don't want to lie to you. The Chase gave probably the most bonus points. That one there is, and here's one more hidden fee. Some of these credit cards, there is a yearly fee. It can range from free to $500 and something. I tried to stick with the lower tier ones because I didn't want to spend $500 to save. I mean, yeah, maybe it's worth it, but it's a recurring thing too. So then you either have to cancel that card or you got, $500 next year. So be aware of those hidden fees. Yearly credit card fee. They normally give you some bonuses with the higher tier cards, but especially if you're getting 4 or 5 different cards, that 500, if you do those high tier cards, those are going to add up. Plus, I would suggest start with the lower tier ones. If you have to get one higher tier one, make that towards the end, because you could always cancel that later. But it's best to hold on to your free cards because that's good for your credit history. So we did the Chase Sapphire Preferred, then we did a United Explorer, and I can't remember the other United Gateway, I believe it was. So one of those, the United Gateway is like 0 fee entry, first year 0 fee, and 0 fee for now on. So that was good, but it only gives you like 10,000 points. But you only have to spend $1,000 within 3 months. So that's the nice thing. The other two, I believe one of them was $95 from the get-go, and one of them I think was $95, but the first year was 0 fee. So that's another hidden fee. We technically paid another $95 for those tickets, or if you $200 if you want to conclude both. So that's what we did. What I'd do is I'd sign up for a card, and we started at the beginning of 2022, and then it took us several months because most of them will tell you need to reach a certain spending limit within 3 months. So we'd do one card and we'd do 3 months, and then towards the end of those 3 months, or when we reached our spending limit, sometimes we might reach like that 1,000. That was pretty easy to reach. Just with gas and groceries these days, you can reach that and pretty quick. So that one, in fact, we probably could have sped up this process if I'd have been really diligent on getting the card when I thought we would, signing up for a new card before we reached our spending limit. I could have accelerated and fit more cards in there and fit a fourth one in there, which is what I probably should have done. Fourth or maybe fifth. Because over the process of, we started at the beginning of the year and we didn't fly until September. So you got 9 months in there, 3, 6, 9. That's 3 cards. But like I said, many of those we could have reached that spending limit in 1 month on that 1,000 easily, just with normal monthly expenses. So that's what we did. Is I tried to just use that card for anything I was going to spend. I tried not to let this influence our spending and spend more, because that's go back to the hidden cost. That's another hidden cost, is it can make you think, hey, I'm getting a deal by spending this money. I'm gonna get these points. I'm gonna spend this money at Amazon, and this is gonna be points. If you spend money that you hadn't intended to spend, did you really save money? So just one more hidden, that's the psychology of it, and what they're counting on is that you're gonna spend more money by having these airline points. That's why the airline offers the points. When they have deals, why the credit cards offer these points, to get you to spend more. You spend more, they make more. It's that simple. So that's how it works. You're gonna sign up for a card that has bonuses that are applicable to the network you want to fly in. There's United is in Star Alliance. I believe Delta and some others are in One World, and there's a few others. I don't know all of them, but those are the two big ones here in the US, is Star Alliance and One World, or something like that. I don't know. I chose the Star Alliance because I like Eva Air, or EVA, however you want to say it. I like United. I'm familiar with them. We've already dealt with them. So that's what I chose. But you can make your own choice. Most of them you can find. If you wanted to go with Delta, there's Delta cards, if that's your preferred airline carrier and alliance. Look at the alliance, because when you're traveling to the Philippines, or look at what other airlines are in that alliance going to where you want to go. So that's the process. Is going to be, you sign up for the card, you look at the spending limit, look at what it takes to get those bonus points, and you do what it takes to get those bonus points without overspending. Pretty straightforward. There's a lot of different people that go into detail. There's the points guy, something like that, the points guy or something. If you look online, they have various different articles about how to do it. So I'm gonna direct you to do your research there. I'm just telling you, it did worked well for us. Maybe it's possible we spent a little, because I bought a 360 camera, and I was like, well, this will be points, and I want it anyways, and we're going to the Philippines, and this would be nice to have while we're there. So I'm not saying I'm immune to the psychological aspect of it, but we didn't overspend. We only spent what we could afford to spend. We paid off not just every month. I tried to pay off more than every month. I also would suggest set your card up to automatically pay itself off. You connect it to your bank account and pay itself off. But I would suggest going on there, if you're going to do it, go on there weekly and treat your credit card as if it's a debit card. And when you spend, figure that it is spent. But it's harder to keep track because it doesn't work like a debit card. Your balance won't show up right when you spend it. The easiest way to see how much you've actually spent is check what they say your available credit is. If you go to, like on my app on Chase, if you go to details and punch on your account details, then it would tell you your credit limit and your available credit. And the difference between those two is how much you've actually put on that card that they're not even showing yet. They're not even showing pending, but they'll not let you overspend your credit limit, so you can kind of see that. So that's how we traveled this time. Like I said, if you calculate it all up, 100 and something dollars. I'm gonna give it $200 for buying extra 4,000 points. $30. We'll give it $40 for me and her. $80. Just rough math. It cost us about $280 for 2 round trip tickets to the Philippines. Not totally peak season, but just normal, about normal time. So that, I mean, to me, that was a good $280, a lot better than $2,000. So to me, it was worth the time and effort. It's up to you if it's worth the time and effort for you. I intend to do this again. I'm gonna let my credit bounce back, because after you've done it, like I said, 60-point hit, but in a few months it will go back up, because I'm not, just those credit inquiries, they take, I believe they say it takes a total of a year to fall off, but they'll start falling off towards the beginning of the next year. So I don't know when, but when our credit bounces back up, I'll do it again. And yeah, so that's how we traveled this time. Just something for your consideration. If you're looking for a cheaper way, then maybe this will help you out. It'll take me a little bit, but I'll look up some links. So be looking for the links below. If they're not there yet, check back, and I will be posting links for the credit cards I used. And just to disclose, if you use my links, it's gonna give me some points for you signing up, and but it won't cost you any points. So if you found this useful, then that's a way that it'll help both of us. And in the future, I intend, I can do a referral link for Alina, and when she signs up, that will give both of, we'll have points. So that's how that works as well. And if you're a couple, that would be a great way to do it. Is you get one card in one spouse's name, you get the bonus points, and then that spouse refers the second spouse if you both have good credit, and it will, that will have less impact on your individual credit, and be able to double that bonus, kind of, because generally the way it works is the one person gets the normal full bonus, but the referral gets a small, like 15,000 point bonus on one of the larger ones. On the small one, I'm not even sure I'll get a bonus, but I'll put the link, because that's, to me, that gateway, the 10,000 points, that's a no-brainer. It's very easy to get to that spending limit, and it's a zero fee. So I'm gonna suggest for people who are considering it, start with that. Even if it don't give me points, try it out with that one, because if it's not worth your time, then you hadn't really lost anything. Just forget you have that. I mean, don't forget you have that card, but just don't use that card, and you won't have to worry about it. That's what I've had way back, I had one credit card with Delta, and I never flew with Delta, so I'm like, I never spend on that card, and I never utilized it, and then I finally canceled it. But it was a free card, so it didn't cost me anything, it didn't hurt me. So that's what I'd suggest. Start with the free one, and then if you see that it's something you're worth your while, then go for the others as you build. So that's really all the info I have right now. I mean, I could go on and on, but if you have some questions that I didn't answer, it's not exhaustive, you can leave a comment. If you want a different video about something like this, if this is information you want, I know there's some other tips like this I could give, but I don't really know if this is valuable to anyone. I just wanted to put it out there One of our friends had asked what process we use, so I wanted to give this information to her, and I figured might as well make it for everyone. So that's how we did it, and that's worked for us. If it works for you, great. If it didn't work for you, then I completely understand. I avoided credit cards for a long time, and I definitely advise avoiding credit card debt. It's way the interest. I try to avoid all debt, but credit card debt is probably the worst because the interest is way too high. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Hope you got something out of it. Hope you enjoyed that. I hope it's a blessing to you. I certainly don't want it to be a burden. Know yourself, know what you can handle. I'm not advising. I'm not a financial advisor or any kind of advisor at all. I'm just a regular guy, and I'm giving you what we did worked for us. But I don't know, whatever works for you. God bless, and hope that helps. Thanks. Bye.